Hello, Dominic from BMT Spain, website for beginners to advanced players. And this video is about the first serve, the flat serve for beginners and intermediate players. Now the serves you have just seen, beginners, intermediate players, they can have that serve easily because the serve is one of the most normal actions you can have in tennis. It's nothing more than a throwing action. If you have a throwing action like this, if you can throw a ball like this, then you have that serving motion already in you. Maybe you have to work a little bit on your rhythm, on your relaxation, and mostly it will be the position of your arm. With beginners, I see a lot that they make a serve until here, everything's okay, but the arm is here. So from here they extend towards contact, but this is a very short extension which will not create a lot of acceleration, and for that they are looking for power out of the arm, the shoulder, out of the body, which they will not find. So for that, the first step we have to learn is to get that arm in a good position, and we will start with throwing some balls. Now we will not throw like this, we want to throw like this. So we want to have that arm horizontal to the ground, and from here we will stretch. So I have a wall here, I can practice easily with one ball, getting that arm in position, throwing. If you don't have a wall, you need a box with balls, and then you can just from here throw them into the court, no problem. But if you have a wall, it's much easier. Now, once you have done a few times, 10, 15 times, you get the arm in the same position, but the elbow already beside you. And from here, you turn the elbow to the front, and then you make that extension. So elbow and extension. Elbow goes to the front, arm horizontal, and then that extension. Once you have done that, we will go in the back. Now, once we are in the back and you start to bring that elbow to the front, you will feel that also that hip here wants to go to the front. Let it go. Don't worry too much about your body. Let the body follow again your hands or your arm here in this case. So we will turn the elbow to the front. The arm will be in that position, and then we extend. Now my arm is already in that position because I have, let's say, a more modern serve. What do I mean with that? The old-fashioned way is getting in that trophy position. But if you see that trophy position, my arm is in that position. Now the throwing position, I call it more a baseball serve, is this. A baseballer gets more like this, and then he throws the ball. Well, I'm loading not in that trophy, but I'm loading in that throwing position. You have seen in the first serve that I'm doing this. So this is my throwing action, and this is a more modern serve. So for the beginners who start now, intermediate players who doesn't play so long, try to change it. It will give you more advantages with that throwing motion here. So you will start in this motion here, and if you get the elbow to the front, you see that automatically the underarm is in a better position. So the elbow goes to the front, arm is in a good position, and extension. So for that we have elbow, bend the arm, and extension. I said bend if you have that trophy position way. So the elbow goes in, the arm bend, and you extend. So the old way is elbow bend extension. Elbow goes, arm bends, and we have the extension. The more modern way is already in the throwing motion, elbow and extension. So depending on which one you want to practice, elbow bend extension, which is a good throwing action, or throwing motion, elbow and extension. And once you have that a little bit more under control, you will take the racket, and you need to learn to stop first. So in the beginning, you can do it from here and just extend and let the racket go. So that's why you need a looser wrist. Another mistake I see with beginners, intermediate, they squeeze too hard on the racket. So the moment they extend, there is no racket acceleration, and also for that they are looking for more power out of the arm or out of the body. If you have a loose wrist and your arm is just extending and that's it, then the racket will accelerate. So you extend and the racket accelerates, and that acceleration becomes your power. So in the beginning, just take that position, but be sure to have the underarm horizontal to the ground and make that extension. You stop here and let the racket go. Yeah? So this is the first step, and then we will start in the back. You can have that trophy position or that throwing position. I prefer the throwing. And from here, you get the elbow to the front. Now, if the elbow goes to the front, you see that the body starts to turn. Let it turn, no problem. And the racket drops back. But my arm is already in a better position than here. In that trophy, you have to be sure that the arm bends the moment the elbow goes to the front. So the racket drops. And with a lot of people, the racket drops, but the arm stays in that position. So be aware that you have that drop of the underarm, so it becomes horizontal, and then you make that extension. Elbow drop extension, elbow drop extension, elbow drop extension. For the more modern way, you get throwing action and you just have elbow and extension. You have elbow and extension. And then you go out on the court and you practice with the ball. Now toss the ball more in front of you. I will put the camera on the side to have a better idea. Now keep the ball in front of you and don't worry too much about the height. If the ball, let's say, is a little lower, don't worry. Just make that extension towards the ball. So you get the ball lower, you just make that extension, no problem for the serve. If the ball is a little higher, don't worry, just make it and that extension. So elbow and extension, elbow and extension. If you want, you can start already in that throwing position, just like this. Good serve, and afterwards you have that practicing. Hey, my racket stays more on my right side, but my elbow is in the back, but my racket is on my right side. So from that, elbow and extension, elbow and extension. They're all good serves. So go out on the court, practice first by throwing. Be aware of the elbow, the bending and the extension, and then just stop here. Let the racket go against the ball. I will serve 3 more. Just relax. Just here and extension. Let the racket go. Good serve here and the extension. All good serves. Just go. This will give you a very regular and consistent serve. I guarantee you, if you can control just the extension and let the racket go, you will have, like I did, 70–80% of the first serves in. And this is what we want. If you want to start to play games, we want a consistent first serve. So go out, let me know in the comments how it went for you. And all I can say, thank you for watching. See you in another video.